Hello, everyone. It is Jay Cottrell with LPT Realty here in the Tri-Cities. Back from a busy month with work and traveling. Finally got to take my family on some vacations that I've been promising for a few years now. So while we were enjoying that, I did not do any videos. As you can imagine, why? Um, but I'm back. And today's Monday is actually going to be a combo of a monthly video. I'm going to quickly go through what the June data showed us, quickly talk about the weekly stuff, and get you on your way and me on your way. So if that sounds like a good plan, what do you say we go ahead and get started? All right, so yes, I'm creating a video faux pas. I am using notes because honestly, I don't have time to shoot all the little videos and try to memorize all of the data today. And it's going to be a busy week. So first, a quick look at the weekly data. I'm just going to show you what's kind of trending. You can see that our sales are trending down, both closings and pending contracts, while our number of new listings come on the market is trending up. So um, that is pushing up our number of active listings. So no surprise there. If demand is waning but supply is increasing, it's going to increase inventory. The other thing is you can see prices are still moving up. But if demand's waning and inventory is increasing, why are they still moving up? Well, if you've watched a lot of these videos, you'll probably know why, but I'm going to get into that here in a second. So that's kind of a quick glance at where the weekly numbers are. Now let's take a look at how June looked. All right. So couple of things happened in June. If you look at new listings, those pretty much this year have been trending in between it higher than last year, but lower than pre-pandemic year like 2019. Uh, so that means that yes, we're putting more listings on the market than we did last year, but we're still nowhere near the pace that we were prior to all the crazy pandemic years in real estate. If you look at the number of active listings, that has been ticking up. It was a slight increase this past month of June. But what we saw tumbling were pending listings and sold listings. Look at the number of pending listings. We had been trending higher than last year, but now we're kind of back down to the numbers that we were at last year. But the big thing I want you to see is if you look at the 2024 line, typically we don't start seeing pending contracts trail off until June, because June is included in some of the peak buying summer season. But we saw these started trailing off in April. So we did not have the normal length of a peak buying season this year. And if you look at sold listings, you can kind of see the same thing. Those started trailing off a month or two earlier than normal as well, which is why we saw the active listings go up. So what other effect has that had? Well, if you look at total listing account, that's the also again that's the sum of active, pending, and sold. You can see not much change there. It's still higher than this year. What we just saw was sort of the balance between active and pending and solds shift. However, if you look at active listings again, so yes, those have been going up, but that green solid line is what would be considered a balanced market. Now, it is taking fewer listings to get to that balanced market. So we started out closer to 4,000 listings it would take to achieve a balanced market. Now we're hovering closer to 3,000 listings. So while we're still around 1,700 to 1,800 listings on the market currently. That's halfway to a balanced market, where it used to be about a third of the way to a balanced market. So those forces, the supply demand forces, are shifting things a bit to where um, it's getting a little bit easier to get to that balanced market. If you look at the videos from last year, you can see that a balanced market was closer to 5,000 or 6,000 listings based on the current demand. But with demand decreasing, it's taking a lower number of listings to reach that balanced market. I hope that makes sense. So what we're seeing is potentially the beginnings of a shift here in our local market. a shift in the supply demand dynamic. However, since we are still low on inventory, that is why you can see average sales prices are continuing to climb. And if you look at monthly home price appreciation, yeah, it was definitely slower in June, only a 5.5% increase over last year on the average price, and just a 0.3% increase in the median price. So we're starting to see that have an effect on home price appreciation again. We're still not seeing depreciation. I don't expect to, because the dynamic is still, we still have more demand than supply. It's just that we're not as out of balance as we have been. If you look at a scale, it's more like this now instead of like this. And one other thing I want to point out is price reductions. If you look, 51% of the homes currently on the market are at a reduced price from their original price. So that's kind of signaling a change in balance in supply versus demand as well. Sellers are having to reduce their price in order to get their homes sold. So hopefully that makes sense. Again, this is just kind of 1 month that we're starting to see what looks like it might be a shift in our local market, but it's really hard to tell if this is a small shift, a major shift, a long-term shift, or a short-term shift. We have seen mortgage interest rates starting to decline. There's a lot of pent up demand, and I think what will happen is we'll see that balance begin to shift again more towards the demand side and low supply side, because I think the more buyers that can get qualified at the lower interest rates, then the more homes that are going to be sold, which is going to obviously decrease the amount of inventory that we have. So it's a delicate balance of inventory that we have right now. It won't take much to again really shift towards another major imbalance in supply versus demand. So that's kind of where we're at. In June, we have seen a slowing down of the sales for the year sooner than we normally see. That has put some pressure on prices. So we're seeing a lot more price reductions, and that we have seen that reflected in pending contracts and sales contracts, which are down. The number of homes coming on the market is pretty much at or slightly higher than the pace that it has been, which has increased our inventory levels. So a lot of wait and see with June. June was kind of a unexpected result. So we're gonna have to wait and see what July and August look like to kind of see where we are. Because again, a lot of these market shifts, you don't know they happened until they've already happened. It's really hard to tell in the midst of them what's going on. You can only tell after it's happened. So we'll keep an eye on this. But for right now, with these kind of market dynamics at play, it's why it's really important to be working with a knowledgeable, professional, and full-time real estate agent. Whether you're looking to buy or sell a home, you really need some advice on how to kind of navigate this current market, not just in the housing market change and that's going on, but also in the real estate industry changes that are happening. So it really can pay to be working with a true professional right now. And if you don't have one, give me a call. I'll be glad to talk to you about how we can put together a plan to help you purchase a home, or what it looks like to be selling a home currently and what it would take to get your home sold. So that's it for this week. And that's it for this month. I hope all of that information makes sense. I tried to um, make it short and sweet, but still get the information in there. If anything is confusing or you don't understand what I said, please just reach out. You can comment below in the comments, or you can just call me or email me, and I'll be glad to answer your questions for you. That's it for this week and month. We'll see you next time.